Welcome back, everybody. I did it. This video is not excessively long, so short intro, let's get to work. Hey everybody, welcome back, and let's see if we can't get this thing done today. I mean, not done, but let's see if we can't get most of the stylization that we want on the machine completed and at least have a pretty good idea of what I want the final result to look like. So we've done almost all the hard work. There's a little bit of stuff here and there that we might want to go back and tweak as we're going along, because ultimately my goal is to make it as small, compact, light, and efficient as possible. So I do think I'm going to reduce the neck part here up just a little bit, because if you look straight at it, it doesn't look excessive, but I mean, I honestly can maybe reduce, let's see, between that line and that line, height-wise, is 2.7 millimeters. It's not a lot, but I mean, I could probably reduce that down 2 millimeters comfortably and allow plenty of room for the collet nut to tighten up a little bit more if it needs to. So, you know what? Let's look at that first before we go getting too crazy. Let's turn off the collet nut. Let's turn off the collet. And let's see, collet cavities off, blah, 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 blah. Let's see what happens if we just simply, that's that result, revolve there. Okay. And that's that. So let's just see if we did a decent job here. So 5.5 millimeters, let's just bump that down to 3.5, and nope. Okay, so that's okay. That's part of what we wanted to do. Actually, let's just get out of that. Where were we? This here. So did we work on a new plane? What did we do? I can't quite remember what we did to build this from the bottom up. Where did we, was it that plane? No. That plane on an angle is a whole different thing. Well, let's look at this. Where are we picking this up? Where's our threads? Okay, so there's our threads. That's this emboss. What sketch plane are we on? Oh, okay, we're on this. Okay, so this is where we started from. So that's this, come on. All right, so let's pull back to prior to the threads. Let's see, where are we? Okay, so the next one, this one. All right, let's shorten this up 2 millimeters and see what happens. So we went 15, let's go to 13 and run this out and just see what breaks. All right, nothing looks like it really broke. Let's see if collet nut appears to be where we want it. Extend that all the way out. Let's grab everything, activate it, and run that all the way out. And collet cavity off. This is where we're going to have a few little issues. All right, I like that. That looks a little cleaner. And let's stick our tube back on there for fun. Okay, everything's sort of sucked up a little tighter. Analysis from the right. Let's look at it from there. Uh, yeah, because the collet nut's going to come up another millimeter and a half before it. Well, see, we might have gone too far there. So, because the collet nut's going to come up another millimeter and a half to make contacts. No, I'm not seeing the collet. Oh, body's off. That's why. Pay attention, Mark. Yeah, dummy. All right, let's go to the sectional analysis and turn this way here. All right, yeah, we didn't do some stuff, right? Okay, so with the collet nut is in fact going to have to come down a little farther. So I'd like to figure out where we just were. Now I saved this right before we started doing these modifications, so if absolute all else fails, I just close the file, don't save, and I'm right back where I wanted to be. So I'm not going to panic too much about it. So in fact, let's just do that. Let's just not save it and say, all right, bogus idea, Mark. Why'd you get down that road? All right, so let's look at this from the front. Let's turn on that front view analysis. There's our collet, body's on. Okay. Okay, so this diameter, I want this to come in more. No, I do not. I want this to taper off more. Hmm. I got to think about that part there. I've got to make sure this is seated well, but I've got to make sure there's a space between. This is the space I left for adjustment, was the distance between this height and the collet, inside collet nut face, inside face. That allows for compression. I left 1.5 millimeters, which is excessive, but I have to have something there. But I also would like the collet face to interact with this. So I'm gonna think about that for a little bit. While I do that though, let's just do some fun stuff. Okay, I know y'all been waiting to see kind of what this thing's gonna look like, so let's find a good place to start. The collet nut itself is essentially done, so let's turn that off for now. Let's start with this here. We'll start with a fillet. Let's see, what do we want to do? Throw in a 6 millimeter fillet? What's that going to look like? That looks all right. So look at it from a few different angles. That looks a little sexy. Let's go with an 8. 10? 10. 10 looks fantastic. All right, so now let's grab another fillet on these lines here. Run around the whole lower part of the machine. Let's play with that. Let's start with 5. Ooh, that's interesting. It's not, did I not select that line? Let's X that out. Let's make sure we get them all. This line, this line, this line, and come on. Why are you not letting me rotate my view? and then this line. Start with 5. All right, that's okay. This still looks a little too cylindrical for me. Let's go to 8. A little nicer. What I want to make sure here is that whatever fillet I'm using isn't going to push too far up into where these two meet. So that looks pretty darn good. Let's just back up to 7. Let's go all the way to 10, see what happens. 10's not allowed. 9, 8. Oh, that's 18. 8. 8 was, we had a decent place. We kind of got something that needs to be smoothed out beyond this fillet. I'll have to go back and do more. Okay, so I'm good with that for now. And again, this is just the kind of the decorating aspect. So actually, you know what? I'm going to delete those for a moment. I want to be working in the motor housing itself while I'm doing this, even though I want other things visible. So not a big deal. Fillet. Anybody remember what we had there? Was that 10? Sure. 10 sounds fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and I think we had 8 there. Well, it's not grabbing that one again. Let's start with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. All right, so let's work with that. Then just keep working our way up a little bit. See, these still sort of look a little angular to me. Let's refillet the fillets. Believe it or not, that is a thing. So, all right, let's go see what the 8 does to that. Let's go bigger. Let's go 10. See if that gives us, well, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is not going to work. Let's go with the 6. All right. Now there's really no angular. That's almost angular there. So let's see what happens if we fillet this entire face right here, this whole. Select that face, fillet, and oh, see, it selected everything. Do tangent chain off, cancel. Okay, do it the old-fashioned way. Uh, 6. We're going to allow it. Okay. Well, an 8. Eight's kind of looking smooth. All right. Let's move on up to the top here. Now I could do multiple fillets within one window, but I kind of like to have waste file space or something. But I like to have them kind of different segments individually. Just it's something I've been doing for a long time, and I just prefer it that way. Okay, we're going to do that. I'll do this. Let's start with 6. We'll get 6. Ooh, that looks ugly. Let's kill that. Let's do the back at 6. All right. Oh, I don't like that at all. Let's do these 2 big ones. I can't go much more than 3 on that, I don't think, because of the depth of the rear wall. 2. It's not giving me anything. All right. Let's just, when we run into these problems, see, I do have an extra line down here. That's going to be symmetrical on both sides. 6, 8, 2, 2. How about 3? And shoot for 4. Look at us go. 5. Well, that gets, see, now that starts to cut into the cavity there. So we probably don't want to even go back to 4. We probably want to go to 3. So if not, material might be getting too thin up here. So, okay, we're slowly working our way up. And the cool thing about the 3D machining aspect, especially and then the 4th axis aspect I have, the high-speed machinery, is I will be able to do all these curvatures too. It'll have to be a little bit tricky as to how I approach them, but it can be done. Okay, so okay, and let's go for this line, and come on. And this line, can we do a 6 there? No. 4, 3, 3, 3, 3's working there. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, and another fillet up here. Let's see. Ooh. All right, let's see. Let's try that with a 3. 5, 6, 8. 8's too much. 7. 7 is about the max on that. But that looks really smooth and fluid and nothing looks out of place. So I think we're going to work with that. I'm going to go back in later and adjust some stuff. All right, so let's go now to the motor cover. And that looks kind of yucky right now, but all right, not a problem. This one is real easy, should be. Just simply grab that face, probably do 3 because we did 3 on the back. And we want to keep some sort of continuity going. So, okay. I kind of can work with that. And let's turn on the whole picture now, see what we got. And the collet nut. All right. I'm going to say that's kind of reasonable. I'm sure somebody's made something that looks similar and close, and they may very well get pissed off. But this is, you saw entirely my thought process going through this. I don't like this next down here so much. It looks a little weak, or the collet nut looks a little heavy. I'm not sure which is which, so I may go back into that. So if we go back to the motor housing, hide the collet nut. This is our motor housing, and scroll all the way up. Let's see how far back we gotta go to get to that. That wasn't too bad. That was that. So that means that's that sketch, or is this that sketch? Where is that sketch? All right, what sketch is this? And this. All right, so that all comes off of this original cone that I first did. So the dimensions on that cone. Okay, how far back do we got to go to look at that sketch? Is that it? No. Nope. There it is. No, that's the rear one. Wow, we go all the way back. All right. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do before I do this? I'm going to exit this sketch. I'm going to save because I like where we're at. I don't want to screw that up. And all right, let's just see. Three. Oh, that got wonky. All right, so 15 millimeters from there. I want to physically fix this position. I want to fix that there. So now let's just add a little thickness here. That's all that should have done. Exit sketch, blah, blah, blah. This is beefier, meatier now. What is the OD of that? Just so we know. 14.5 millimeters roughly. And let's just push to the end and see if this translates. Ooh, okay. This fillet here, no, that's an extension. I believe that would be the first fillet we did, so. I want to say we did that 10 millimeters. Call that good. All right, and a couple of our other fillets kind of lost some geometry here. I can go back and figure that out. A lot of times, and this is weird, just going in and regenerating. That was the next to the last fillet I did, so that would have been this one, I think. And I think we went 7 on that. And that might have been the one that was supposed to be on the face of the. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to say I want to think that should have been on the motor cover. So let's isolate that. Yep, that is. Oh no, no, there we go. We just push that forward. That's that. Boom, boom, and unisolate all. Let's see what looks like it might be missing. Anything missing? But I gotta say, I like the look of that a little bit better there. Looks a little healthier now down by the collet nut. The collet nut doesn't look so big. And let's take the front view and add our analysis. You see what's going on. I still got to adjust the bottom of that collet nut, but shouldn't be any interference there. And I got this line here. Could that be what I had? Let's turn off the motor cover. That's a little sketchy. Although I should put some sort of curvature on here just so it's not a sharp edge. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Point one. One five. Add just a little bit of a radius on there. And let's turn the cover back on. I kind of like it. I do. So let's quickly look at the motor cover, working in there. And what we want to do is look at the sketches on that. There weren't a whole lot. I think that might be. All right, which one had them? There we go. That's the puppy, I believe. Oh, hmm. Uh, Isolate. Let's turn off that sketch. Let's sketch here. Circle. Oop. 1.6. 0.6. 0.6. And we're going to extrude these reverse minus. Actually, you know what? These come all the way through, so let's just do that. Yank them all the way through. Done. And then we're going to create an offset plane from the rear. And we're going to offset this is 9 total, 3, 4. Okay, and let's sketch on that plane. And okay, where's that other sketch? Project that dot, that dot, that dot. I'm gonna say 4. Let's go to 5. Enter. And this is where I should be making this equal to this and that equal to that. But once I get to a certain point, I just keep typing in numbers, even though I know what they are. So I start off building parametrically, and then I eventually blow it because I just get tunnel vision. Okay, so there. Then we want to extrude that. Let's see, hide the bodies, that and that. Turn the bodies back on. We're just going to yank this out the front. And there's going to be our. Okay. Now here's where we find a little boo-boo. We got a little too much material here, so. But that's okay, because there's a something I needed to come back to anyways I forgot about. We still didn't have anything to hold the motor in. So what we will do is simply go back to, let's see, turn that sketch off. All right. Okay, where was the original sketch here? And 26.1, 24 millimeters ID, finish sketch. Man, I must be taking up some resources here. All right, and then I'm just going to grab that one. In addition to the other wall thickness, all I did was just thicken up the wall on the motor cover so that now when I did these screw hole recesses, they won't cut all the way through. And what this also does, if I turn everything back on and isolate all and right side view, blah, 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 blah. You're going to see, if I turn on the analysis to this side, that now when the motor cover is attached, it's actually going to press against the face of the motor a little bit. Our motor is going to be held in place. I will most likely use some sort of a small rubber gasket, either on the back of the motor or the front of the motor, to allow some compression. And it doesn't even need to be much, to be honest with you, because I build everything to such precise dimensions that I could put a small layer of electrical tape on the back of the motor where it touches these bosses, and that would be more than enough to hold that motor perfectly still. I might try and do something a little fancier than that, but you know, you just never know. Why are these RCA components showing? That's bothering me a little bit. In the RCA, in the bodies, let's turn the unnecessary ones off. There we go. All right. Turn the analysis off. I mean, there's still some work to be done here for sure. A lot of work. But this is pretty much the machine I believe we're going to build. Yeah, I kind of like it. Simple, compact. Let's do center mass on everything. We're going to select. Let's see, let's pick the motor housing, the RCA, the cam, the bearing, the push rod, the motor cover, the pusher bar, tube stem I'm not going to do, collet cavity, no, the collet itself, yes, and then the collet nut, and see where our center of mass kind of ends up on this guy. So this is what I think we just did, no? Look at that. The center of mass for this entire machine as assembled is very much right above the needle, the pusher bar there. And obviously we're looking from the front, it should definitely be centered. So overall, I'm pretty darn happy with that, because it's centered. It's going to be a relatively balanced, comfortable machine to tattoo with. Obviously, you put the grip on the bottom, and this gets shoved way down, closer to probably just around the top of the collet nut here, maybe towards the center of the collet, but that'll be where the center of mass will be, so there won't be a lot of back weight on the machine at all. But yeah, I hope you guys have found this enjoyable. And this is, in fact, a machine I think I'm going to try and produce now. So let's see what happens. You know, there's some little things. I may not necessarily machine radiuses on these, just by going through the vibratory finishers. The tumbling process will soften a lot of these sharp edges without without me having to machine like super crazy tiny details in there. In fact, this here I'll probably remove this radius myself too. So let's do that right now, just while we're thinking of it, because I can. Uh, and I won't forget it later. I just delete it now. There we go. All right, that's very much the machine we built together. So the next process is to look it over 50 times more to the different aspects of just looking for problems. Hey, oh shit, I wasn't thinking about that. Oh no, I got to start this whole aspect over again or whatever, that. Or can I massage it or can I do whatever? But yeah, I don't have a name for it yet. Obviously, we just created it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. If you stuck it through the whole series here, man, good for you. Hopefully we can get together and I can buy you a beer at some point in time for being a champ about this whole thing. So anyways, I definitely, as always, really appreciate, love y'all, and thanks for watching. Wow, this thing is really starting to look good. I'm more excited than ever. So stay tuned to the next episode and let's see where this goes.